It's time for another Dice Tower review with Zee Garcia.
Hey everybody, today I'm taking a look at Lutèce. This little card game here is a simple simultaneous selection money management game in which you are trying to make specific sets of cards and score the most points for those cards in various ways. Most of them sort of majority, area control, having the most of something. I'm going to show you briefly how the game works, and then I'll tell you what I think of it. Here we go. Here's what the game looks like, set up for 4 players. Each player is going to be given a set of these bidding cards and 5 coins from the bank. You're ready to go. The objective of the game is to score the most victory points, and you're going to be using the scoring sheet at the end of the game to figure out who wins. And the 4 different items here, 4 different icons, the person who has the most of them is going to get 10, second most 4, so that's a majority scoring. There's some purple cards that will give you points, some red cards that will give you points, some that pillar symbol will show up, and some cards will score based on those. And then for every 3 coins you have left at the end of the game, you will get 1 victory point. Most at the end of the game is the winner, of course. The way the game works from round to round, first thing we'll do is we'll flip a card from the characters here into the spots that have been set up here. And by the way, this is different, the number of spots, based on the number of players. And then buildings into these 4 here. Once that's been done, then each player is going to pick 2 cards that they are going to put face down on the table from their selections here. And then after that, they may put a bribe on top of the cards. Again, don't forget we are supposed to be starting with 5 of these coins. These cards quite simply have all the letters that are on the table. A and B over here, and C and D. We also have, let's see, A, B, C, D. We also have the Roman numerals. We have the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4. And then we also have 2 cards here which get you money. If I put these on the table, I'm going to get 3 coins. But of course, I'm not contending with that 1 card anyway for any of these, okay? And so that's the way that works. I am going to, everybody simultaneously is going to pick their 2 cards, put them on the table somewhere, and everybody's doing this. After that, we can go around putting a little bit of bribe on top of these cards just in case we happen to match with someone else. But once that's done, then everybody reveals all their cards. If you're the only one who picked a specific card out here, then you pay for it, you take it, you put it face up in front of you. If you're not the only one, and you put a bribe on your card, and you win that bribe, because the other person, let's say, did not bribe, then you win. You pay the bribe, then you pay the cost of the card, you also take the card. If you both didn't bribe, or you had the same bribe, or whatever, you can actually use one of these Legionnaires to then make a bribe. You get rid of the Legionnaire, which normally would be 2 victory points at the end, but you get rid of them, and then you can put a bribe on a card, okay? So that can happen after you've seen people's choices revealed. Once that's done, you take everything, you put it face up in front of you, and you flip over cards into the new spots, and you continue until the game is over, pretty much. These cards will tell you, they'll have a symbol down here, which is used for scoring, usually. They will have, sometimes up here, a way in which they score, so a coin per bread on that one. This is 1 victory point at the end of the game for every one of those, I guess it's like a drinking skin or something, which is right here, as you can see. So if I had this character and this one, that's a good way to score some points based on this guy from that card. The Legionnaires, I already explained basically what they do, but they're also 2 victory points at the end of the game. This character here gives you a sword. These cards down here, the statues there, give you 3 victory points, plus 1 for each of those pillars, which is right there. So as you can see, lots of combinations. You sort of have to start figuring out what it is you want to go for. The characters, a lot of them just give you more of these symbols here. This is a wild. You can assign that to be any symbol you want it to be. Sometimes you have double symbols, as you can see there. And that's largely what they do. This one here, 1 victory point for every Legionnaire you ended up getting rid of. Let's see, what else? Bread, some, there you go. So that's basically it. And then the buildings give you different scoring opportunities. This one, bread, sword, 6 victory points. Pretty good stuff. Different combinations. 1 per sword. And so as you can see there, that all translates to this. Whoop, there we go, to this. And it's pretty much it. Sometimes you got to play the money cards because you're running low on money. So you have to manage when to back off of these just to grab some cash and keep yourself in the race. And purple cards are these cards and the pillar ones here. And then the red cards are just the Legionnaires, okay? You continue until the game is over, which is when you've run this stuff out. You count up your victory points, and whoever's got the most of them is the winner of the game. As you can see, the round-to-round mechanisms of the game are pretty simple. It's a very straightforward game, but the card play and sort of the interactions in those cards is clever, and I like the little rivalries that develop throughout the game, as I'm going for the same thing you might be going for, and we are thinking we're bidding for the same thing. I might throw a bribe on there. Maybe you psyched me out and made me waste my money. All those little things that develop. Yeah, there's some luck in the game that sometimes you bid on something thinking nobody else is going to go for it. Somebody else thought the same thing, and now you're both like, whoop, didn't get anything. When you have to back out, you do get a coin, though. But still, you lost out on something because of that, simultaneous selection aspect of it. So it does have that. For me, however, I thought it was a really clever game. First of all, it's got a gorgeous artwork, as you can see yourself, but I really like that look. I like that style a lot. And I think, to me, this feels like a 7 Wonders light. Really light. But still, I like that. I've enjoyed this game every time it comes out. I think it's neat. It flows well. It's pretty simple to explain, and the combinations of cards, while clever, are straightforward. It doesn't bog down in, wait, how does this work again? There's only a few different ways that things score, and so you pretty quickly figure it out. I like it. So I would recommend this one if you are looking for a simple card game that's got a little bit of luck, but it's more interesting than some of the more basic set collection card games. It's got a little money management in there. It's got a little one-upmanship in there. Then I would recommend you check out Lutèce. I've certainly enjoyed it, and I think you might too if this is your sort of thing. So look into it. Lutèce.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.